Hey folks, welcome to the Quest Roll. This is going to be a 3-part video series where in the first part I'm going to talk about the lore of Dragonbane. The second part is going to be the game mechanics that you would need to know to join a Dragonbane session as a player. And the third part would be a little more in-depth talk about the game mechanics of Dragonbane that would interest DMs to actually host a Dragonbane session, right? So without further ado, let's start off with the first part, which is the lore of Dragonbane. So thousands of years ago, a wild demon came into our world. His prophet was a village priest called Azrael Koth. The demon whispered dark secrets in his ear until his magic grew so powerful that he could open a rift between the worlds and allow his dark master to take physical form. With Azrael Koth as his herald, Satmong proclaimed a demonic realm in the world of humans that lasted 2 centuries. As time passed by, the opposition to Satmog's tyranny grew, until one day a young hero named Eldane managed to summon the ancient dragons charged with guarding the world from demonic influence. Mounted on Dragonback with the other Elderkin on as his allies, Eldane finally defeated the demon. The other kins are elves, dwarves, giants. So in Dragonbane, it's not called races; it's called kin. And there's this crazy kin called Mallard, which is a duck. And apparently they were influenced by Scrooge and Donald Duck from Disney universe. So that's pretty interesting. That's one kin which is actually pretty cool to play as. I've actually created one Mallard character, but who's a mage, and I haven't played him, but I just created him. Anyways, back to the lore. Azrael. So Eldane, with the help of the Elderkin, and the dragons, were able to defeat the demon. The beast was banished on a hill in the depths of the forest. But as his final act, he cast a curse which he said would spread sickness throughout the world and one day be its undoing. Azrael Koth was captured, but since his master had made him immortal, Eldane's knights could not slay him, no matter how hard they tried. Instead, he was imprisoned in a crypt under an island in a lake in a remote valley, guarded by warriors sentenced to remain at their post until the end of their days. So once Satmog was defeated and Azrael Koth imprisoned, Eldane's kingdom actually flourished. They prospered. Their reach spread. They built roads to the forest, built towns and cities across the kingdom, which pretty much looks like this currently. So this is the Misty Vale. Now, why it's called Misty Vale, I'm going to talk about it pretty soon now. Pretty beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. So getting back to the times when Eldane's kingdom, that's the Dragon Empire, prospered. They grew. The kingdom enlarged with the leadership of Eldane. But this growth of the human kin did not make the other kin happy, and they left and moved away from the Dragon Empire. The dragons went in and entered into the mountains where they settled in the Khmer Mountains. The elves and the other kings went deeper into the forest. They were not happy with the growth of the humans. So when the time passed by, when Eladin got older, he wanted something that would make sure the future of humanity is still secure, still safe. So he created um, a legendary weapon called Durmun. I'm sorry if I'm screwing up the pronunciation, but yeah, please bear with me. So he, while creating this magical sword, he used part of his own soul to make this sword, and he wanted this sword to be he wanted to build a magical sword with the power to slay dragons and demons alike. Finally, the humans would be free and independent of the primeval beings. Right? He didn't want to rely on dragons if any time in the future something that another demon appears, or Satmog himself comes back to power and tries to rule the world. Right? So when Eladane eventually passed away, the sword was hidden in a crypt, as the dragon priests believed the weapon to be too dangerous to be used except in extreme emergencies. Opening the crypt required a special key, a statuette split into 4 pieces, one for each direction ruled by the Dragon Emperor. Sorry. So after Eladane's death, a power struggle broke out between his sons. The empire took a tyrannical turn. All protests against the Dragon Knight's rule were severely punished, and the realm was beset by strife. Finally, the dragons turned their back on the empire, which collapsed shortly thereafter. Savage orcs invaded much of the region, and many humans were forced into exile. All that remains from Eladane's reign were the fading words of monks and knights who continue to worship the Immaculate Flame. But legend has it that part of the Dragon Empire survived across the sea in the Far East. Centuries have passed, and the stories of Satmog, Eladane, and Umdurman became myth and legend. But Satmog did not forget. Trapped between the worlds, he dreamed of revenge, and his growing anger made him stronger. 800 years after his banishment, the demon had grown powerful enough to awaken his servant, Azrael, from his magical slumber. His demonic influence turned his captors into undead thralls, who ventured into the Misty Vale and forcibly recruited living souls into Azrael's growing hand of servants. Azrael could still not leave his prison, so he summoned monstrous beasts, and his power spread across the region. His evil affected nature itself, and a thick mist settled over the valley. The orcs in the area feared these demonic forces and decided to leave, which cleared the way for humans and other kin to repopulate the region. Unaware of the mist's origin, so people who repopulated the region were unaware of the mist's origin. Several of these humans fell under Satmog's demonic influence. Azrael's goal is to become free and then to let Satmog into the world once more, defeat the dragons once and for all, and re-establish his master's rule. This is kind of exciting, right? I hope you guys like it, and the world is pretty cool. So this is actually quite open-ended. So this is pretty much what the lore is when you get the core set, and this is the map for the Misty Vale. You can now, I would say it's pretty open-ended because it allows you to create your own worlds around the Misty Vale. So So let me talk about what what um, what is the uh, I mean, what attracts the populace to Misty Vale, right? So a decade has now passed since humans started returning to Misty Vale, as they call it, due to the thick haze that covers the valley. Drawn by rumors and legends of hidden riches and lost knowledge from the old dragon worshipping empire. Equally significant was that the dwarfs of the Kumer Mountains, who for centuries have traded with human settlements, reported that the ferocious orcs who long dominated the Misty Vale seemed to be withdrawing. Many adventurers fastened swords to their belts and made their way to the mysterious valley. But settlers with pickaxes and ox-drawn carts were also attracted to this legendary site. So I use the same idea for my session as well. I am actually my session is built around the adventures that you get in the core set itself. But what I want to do differently is, and what I meant by the open-endedness of this lore is my players would have their own backstory. So they're coming from different parts of the world. They grew up with stories of Eldain, the dragon emperor, how prosperous prosperous the kingdom was, and how great king he was, and then the downfall of this kingdom, and the stories of hidden treasures, hidden knowledge, hidden magical items, kind of attracted adventurers to start their journey towards to Misty Vale, right? So this is an idea given to my players, and they don't know each other. So the other thing that I'm excited about is, rather than starting with the tavern, or rather than starting the session saying that okay, you guys know each other, we'll somehow connect your backstories, we thought of having a setup where they do not know each other. All of them have come from their own cities, towns, forests, or whatever. They have come from their own place of origin, right, and traveled to Misty Vale for all listening to all the stories about it, for the treasures and riches and knowledge, right? So they have reached the foot of Kumer Mountains, right? The way to enter into Misty Vale is through this Drachma Pass. So as they enter reach the foot of Kumer Mountains, the mist thickens, and the vision is really bad. So all the travelers, whether it be merchants, whether it be traders, scholars, or even adventurers, right, they settle at the foot of the Kumer Mountains here, just in front of the mouth of Drachma Pass, and there is a campsite. All of these travelers have settled there and set up a campsite. So the merchants have set up their stalls to sell their wares. The scholars are noting down the mountains and making notes. The traders are selling their items. The adventurers are sitting around the campsite, merrymaking, enjoying the night, or something like that. That kind of idea there. And our players would actually try to reach out to each of them, trying to convince each other to work as a team rather than going solo, because they know how treacherous can be to travel alone through the Drachma Pass, or even travel within the Misty Vale, right? And so one thing that two of my players came up with in session 0 when we were discussing about it is, two of them are elves. One is an elf knight and one is a elf mage. So the mage suggested that he saw the knight's family symbol, right, on his armor, and realized that he knows his family. So he reaches out to him and talks about knowing his family, and that's when they build a bond and decide to work together. and the other players also have their own ideas set up, which they haven't told yet, and which we will find out in our session 1. So this is something that I'm really excited about. And this is something that I'm doing for the first time. So yeah, I mean, I hope the lore interests you guys as well. If you think this is interesting, please like this video. Please do subscribe, because I really want to talk about different TTRPGs that we can play here in India. I know D&D is the most popular, and the resources are much more easily available rather than the TTRPG systems. But I still want to spread this, spread the word that there are lots of TTRPG systems that are really fun to play, and would love to spread the awareness that, you know what, why don't you try Outgunned, or why don't you try Dragonbane or Vaesen or something like that. I mean, I'm going to make videos of all the systems that I'm learning and all the systems that I want to play. So please do like, please do subscribe. And the next video that is going to come up is the explanation or the guide for the game mechanics that the player would just need to know to enter into a game session. So if you like the video, please like it, please do subscribe, please do join my Discord server. I'll have the link to the invite in the description below. And yeah, hope you enjoy this video, and please do let me know what you think about this Dragonbane TTRPG system in the comments. Let me know your thoughts, and I'm open to feedback and review regarding anything that I've said, or how I have recorded my video. So please let me know, and have a wonderful day. Take care.